Okay, we are live once again. This time we're not on mute, and we're going to lead with the leading story this morning. Welcome into the show, everybody. America First Media here. And let's just double check that we are live. Okay. Sick. Girl who was touched by creepy Joe Biden on camera confirms he groped her and pinched her nipple. Hashtag #MeToo. You all remember this. Back in 2015, Joe Biden went viral after he was videotaped groping Senator Steve Daines' niece on C-SPAN while meeting with his family for his swearing-in ceremony. The girl, Maria Piacesi, who was only 8 years old at the time, was filmed standing in front of the then Vice President Biden as he ran his hands up and down her body. Take a look at the video.
Sure. Okay. Someone go behind there. Okay, I got some more family. Come on in. Yeah, we got a crowd. Sure. Okay. Someone go behind there. Okay, I got some more family. Come on in. Yeah, we got a crowd. Sure. Okay. Someone go behind there. Go behind the fence.
Wait, say that. Keep the guys away.
Hey, Charlie.
Keep the guys from your sister. Hey, man, what's your name?
Okay, I got some more family. Come on in. Yeah, we got a crowd. Sure. Okay. Someone go behind there.
Oh, how creepy from Creepy Joe. So 6 years later, Maria Piacesi, I should be able to pronounce it, I'm Italian, is finally speaking out. Citizen and journalist Jonathan Piacesi, lots of Italians, huh? Recently shared screenshots of a conversation as he had with Piacesi on social media app TikTok, where she admits that President Joe Biden pinched her nipple. The teenager has since deleted her comments, however, the screenshots still exist. So one user said, "Did Joe Biden pinch you?" And she confirmed, yes. So you could take a look at the screenshot right here. Did Joe Biden pinch you? Yes, confirmed. Why don't you speak up about it? And she responded in a private message. I would do something about it, to be honest, if I thought it would help. But I honestly just think at this point it would just make people angry, and I have already had people call me out saying I'm lying, this is BS, even though it's not, but I just don't think it would help with anything right now. To which he responds, I understand your apprehension. The worst thing, though, is letting him get away with it, because then he could do that to others. I just want you to know that there are millions of people who are on your side, and they believe you. There is video evidence of what happened, and I believe you. We all believe you. Piacesi is the only child of Rob and Christy Piacesi. She describes herself as very social and has a very upbeat demeanor. Those friends are not true friends then. They were abused by a pervert and deserve justice, but only you can exact that justice by telling others. So, let's see. Maria's social media accounts were deleted. We've received a lot of emails regarding this article. A lot of people believe that the screenshots are fake and no such account exists. However, upon doing some digging, we can, in fact, confirm that the senator's niece did own this account. Shortly after the news went viral, she deactivated her Instagram and TikTok account. You know, poor girl. This creepy guy did this to her, and, and she's got to live with this now. She obviously feels embarrassed by it. She doesn't want she doesn't want publicity or anything from it. I completely understand that, and it's terrible. That's really hard. It's really terrible, and so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Because I feel bad for her now. All right, let's move. I want to show you that. All right, so we're gonna cover a bunch of stories. Oh, by the way, I want to thank you guys. Growing very nicely and getting some good numbers on BitChute. And I just want to say, because YouTube has now, the video that we did the other day discussing things that we cannot no longer discuss on YouTube, that has now gotten me my second strike on the America First, or Unstable Genius, the former AFG, America First Gaming channel. So we're now streaming on the People's Podcast America First Media channel today. But that is why you have to head over to BitChute, subscribe to Boston Vegas on BitChute, because these channels on YouTube will not be up for long if I continue to cover these topics every day. So it's good to see, though, the BitChute is picking up. I do like that. All right, now moving on to the next. I just wanted to cover this so bad because this, to me, is just the perfect display of the cowardice Mitch McConnell, leader of the Republican Party, and how sad and pathetic and basically, well, you know that word. It starts with C. And, well, we can't say it, but I think you all could, what they're basically doing to the Democrats, submitting to them in such a fashion. I think you guys could figure out what that word is, and that's what I think about them. But I want to just show you this clip because it's just a perfect display. Okay, I'm just going to let the clip speak. Let me bow to you, sir. Let me bow to my master as I now submit and turn my head and submit and be a good boy. Come on, crew. And he laughs, the shameful thing. Look at him laugh at it as it happens. So the title of this story says, McConnell and the Republicans in the Senate continue to be outmaneuvered by Democrats, and then they all laugh about it. Not much was said in this video, and yet it explains why our U.S. Senate is such a mess. Nothing's funny about this, and yet they're all laughed. The U.S. Senate is a mess. The Republican senators are closer to Democrats than they are to the actual base. The Republican base was behind President... I can't even say his name, I'll get banned. And gave him the largest number of votes in U.S. history for a Republican and a sitting U.S. president. If not for the millions of ballots, we can't get another strike. Can't say certain words. We just can't say certain words anymore. But the Republican senators want President Trump out and appear he is happy he is not there. The Democrats are thrilled that they got away with this. They don't care about this and the people of the United States. They care about power. So when McConnell, who led the assault on the former president, was stopped by Schumer, everyone laughed. So funny! It's just so funny what they're doing to us. The Republicans in the Senate have no idea what is going on. They have no idea what Americans want. They have no idea Americans are very angry about this and will not be satisfied until the election is fully, forensically, this. I found a way around it now, guys. The Democrats just want power and are happy, and every time they step on the American people and the U.S. Constitution, while the Republicans laugh. I mean, it's just basically true. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Okay, next story. Breaking. Biden secretly releases 7,000 COVID-positive migrants, triggering Texas emergency. Alex Jones breaks down Joe Biden's insane policy of releasing thousands of COVID-positive illegal aliens into the U.S. while simultaneously preparing to lock down American citizens under the guise of protecting public health.
In the world.
As most of you know, we've been down to the border 6-7 times with our crew in the last year and a half. It is wide open on the Texas-Mexico border. We were just there a month ago, and they reported that over 1,000 people a week are dumped off at one Catholic charity, many of which are COVID positive. And when they're COVID positive, because they test them right there, they don't send them back to Mexico. They don't send them to the hospital. They don't send them to quarantine. They dump them out on the street. Well, now, today, McAllen has announced an emergency. Just since they started counting a few weeks ago, 7,000 positive COVID individuals who've been tested at the facility have been dumped out on the street. So remember that when you're supposed to wear a mask in your house, your kids are supposed to wear a mask, you've had the vaccine, but you're supposed to still wear a mask because the vaccine doesn't work. When you hear that, oh, you can't go in a store and New York has passed a law that you got to have it to get on a train or leave your house or go to a grocery store, remember that while all this is happening, one border crossing in South Texas alone, 7,000 plus people, 1,000 in the last week alone who are COVID positive. And remember, we sent a crew down there just a week ago. It was reported that people that are actually sick, coughing, and have trouble breathing, men, women, and children are dumped off at Whataburgers. So, according to Biden, this is a serious crime. According to Biden, this is a serious threat. But because this is part of his larger agenda to collapse our borders, they're doing it. This proves the whole COVID thing is a power grab. It's not about keeping us safe. It's not about keeping us from dying. It's about the control they can use against citizens who they just claim, oh, the contact tracing app on your phone says you came close to somebody. We need you to go to quarantine. But when you've actually got COVID and you're actually sick, not asymptomatic, you're then dumped out on the street. This is the smoking gun of smoking guns. And again, it just shows the UN has done a worldwide lockdown for over a year and a half. It's caused millions to starve to death. It's caused the third world to collapse. 8 out of 10 migrants who are asked, why are you flooding the U.S. from Latin America, from Africa, from Asia, from the Middle East, say, after a lockdown, there's no jobs, no farming, no business. So I don't blame these people trying to come here. But most of them are coming here without any money, without any future, without any job prospects, and many of them are seriously run down and sick. And instead of giving them aid, instead of giving them medical treatment when they get here, they're dumped out on America's streets. And then the rising COVID numbers are used as the pretext to further lock down this country. I don't see how Biden can do a new lockdown. I don't see how Biden can do anything other than be impeached for what he's been doing, because for months and months and months, we have pointed out that open border is allowing a lot of serious disease in, including bubonic plague, that's now spread in California, Nevada, and Colorado. They're closing down major parts of the country because of the Black Plague that's killed hundreds of millions of people before. And again, that's part of the open border, and it's the same thing with COVID. So I'll be covering this tomorrow on my syndicated radio show, 11 to 3 p.m. Central. The Daily Caller article is very, very important. I suggest you share this report with everyone you know, because this just proves they're not trying to shut things down to protect us from COVID. They're shutting things down selectively to bankrupt the economy, put us onto a social credit score, put us on a universal basic income, and bankrupt the mainstream economy by saying that small businesses are not essential. This is a corporate consolidation of power and control, nothing to do with safety. And what Biden's done with months of notice about the COVID surging across the border proves it 100%, and he should be impeached right now for it. But regardless, the open border and Biden saying immediately surge the border, if I'm elected, this was all done premeditatedly, and Congress must act to rein in this rogue president and secure our border now. It's in the Constitution that one of the few actions the federal government has jurisdiction over is our border. That's one of the few areas that they are completely derelict in right now. I'm Alex Jones. Please spread the word about this report, and hopefully we'll be able to stop this incredible crisis.
Oh, trust me, AJ. I'm spreading the word. I'm doing my due diligence over here as a PP proud patriot. All right, so let's go to the next story. McAllen constructs emergency shelters for illegals released by Border Patrol. Alarming number of illegals released into the U.S. are not tested for COVID. Has started constructing emergency shelters. City says the federal government is releasing an alarming numbers of immigrants into McAllen and that the feds aren't testing them for COVID. You can see the photo here. Wow. Real nice looking country we got going here now. 21-year high. Many of them infected. And so forth. And you can see more photos right there. Okay, next. Biden admin plans to require foreign visitors to the U.S. be vaccinated for COVID. So you can't come to the U.S. anymore unless you got a vaccine. So Biden administration has taken the first step toward requiring all visitors, except for the illegal ones crossing the. I mean the nerve of this administration to be so hypocritical. It's just like, I mean, you can't even believe it. It's like, it's insane. Like the nerve of them to require all foreign visitors to be vaccinated and then let all these other people over. I mean, the border. It's just, that's why it's just so stupid at this point. It doesn't even make any sense. This guy's a clown. All right, let's go on to the next story. So rules for thee and not for me, right? One rule for us: Google co-founder allowed to enter country with closed border, while others, including citizens, were blocked. Billionaire Google co-founder Larry Page, who has been isolating from the rest of the world by buying remote Fijian islands. Yeah, just buy some islands, you know. And that's the world that, you know, that the elites, it's going to be the elites versus the slaves. And it already is. So, the rules for thee and not for me. That's that. You have the household debt chart's biggest increase since 2007. So with the stimulus checks long ago spent, Americans have gone back to buying things the old-fashioned way, on credit. I must say, this is actually not true for myself. I'm actually at a low, all-time low for my debt in my adult life, and actually I'm pretty proud of that accomplishment, getting it all basically getting my credit fixed and taking care of that. But for a lot of Americans, that's not the case right now. And household debt largest since 2007. You'll remember what happened in 2007. That was the great crash, and it took the economy a long time to recover. So could we be heading for the same thing, especially with the increasing inflation? I mean, the food prices are just ridiculous. Try going grocery shopping and buying food for a week and just see how much it costs you. Because for me, I'm doing close to like $150 a week worth of groceries. That's like $600 a month. That has literally like doubled, pretty much. I mean, it's gone like I've gone from like probably like $300 or $400 a month on groceries to about $600 a month that quick. So yeah, that really affects people's pockets. The cost of food and cost of living going up, but nobody's making money. Nobody's working. We're not allowed to work. We're not allowed to go anywhere. We're not allowed to do anything. So an entire mess being created. This was a hit piece done by the Daily Beast, that credible outlet that they are, right? The fake news specialist at the Daily Beast published a slanderous hit piece on the Gateway Pundit, former president, and this. they must be very worried about this, since this Gateway Pundit has devoted significant time and thousands of reports on this. I'm telling you what, they actually have done a very, very good job on this and have been one of the most reliable news sources, if not the most. Today, over 2/3 of Republican voters still believe this, because it was. And Democrats are worried. The Wednesday Daily Beast published their latest hit piece on the Gateway Pundit. Beast has confirmation that former president was reading our reports following the election. This infuriates them. So today, they smeared the hell out of Gateway Pundit with lies, smears, and innuendos. So, you know, they attack real news. The fake news attacks real news because that's what the commies do. And that's how communism works. And just one more topic before we end the show for today, guys. I don't want to keep it too long. Got to upload it to BitChute. How is this spreading if there's no direct test for it? So the variant of COVID-19 is the latest twist in the Chinese bioweapon unleashed on the world. But I find one thing very troubling. News media, pundits, and some health organizations insist the culprit behind the latest breakout of COVID cases is the Delta variant. But there's no test for the Delta variant. It would be one thing if the media reports told the story of people being tested and then a day or two later learn belatedly they are carrying the dreaded Delta variant. But that is not what is being reported. The testing for the Delta variant is presented as an article of faith. This is an example. Data from Public Health England shows that while the overall chances of getting reinfected are very low, the Delta variant, first identified in India, and which accounts for around 99% of cases in the UK, poses a higher risk. It came as new figures showed the breakdown of how many people in the hospital with the Delta variant had one or both doses of a COVID-19 vaccine. Blah, 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 blah. So, although there is no direct variant test, PCR tests that are positive for SARS-2 can undergo genetic analysis, such as more scientific crap. While it's possible to identify that someone may have the Delta variant, there is no direct test. So I repeat my question. How the hell do we know that most of the new cases are Delta when there's no direct test? That is a serious question to you, the viewers. If you have any evidence or citation to clear this up, let me know in the comments below. Guys, and smash the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show today, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.